That should auto-connect mid-video. All right. Well, now that you can actually hear me, I'm done talking. All right, so we're just gonna thread that guy in, and they go for a ways. They are pretty long-winded. All right, now that other one is, another one's right here. It's going on in up there. So I've figured out I have an app on my phone. I think it's just a feature of Samsung, but it's called Studio, and I can take videos and I can take little videos instead of trying to like pause. I can take little videos and then I can mash them together and make one big video. And I think that's, I've done that on several, and it's actually working really well. I like it. So, okay, come on. I don't know why this needs to be a 14-foot long screw. But, okay, it's pulling down. Okay, that felt like it got tight. Now, did this side actually get tight, or did I just... There it is. Okay. That feels tight. So now, we're going to take our gauge cluster and see if we can get her down in there. See how many problems we run into and how many things won't fit. Okay, so that's pretty good. Not bad, not bad. Okay, that needs to come on. That needs to go in there, and then that should be able to slide. Yeah, there we go. That probably seemed rather violent, but just getting stuff fitted in there. Now, what is holding that out? Am I hitting? What am I hitting? I feel like I'm hitting something over here. Oh, is it really just that simple? Like, I'm just hitting the ashtray? No, it really was just that simple. Okay, well, doesn't feel like we ended up with any real clearance problems behind the dash. I guess let's put some screws in this thing and see what we've got. You know what? I'm going to reuse those screws from the gauge cluster just because these little metal tabs can be pretty finicky sometimes. Let's jab a screwdriver right through our brand new gauge. Why not? I mean, it only seemed like the thing to do. Okay, well that's like tightening and loosening and tightening and loosening, which just tells me that that is spinning and more than likely stripped, which is fine. Probably why it didn't have a screw in it to begin with. So let's move on to the next one. We'll go ahead and put a screw there. And there. That actually turned out looking pretty cool. Now, why are you being a turd? Because that looked like it was fine. Oh, there it is. Okay. I must have not got it in the actual slot for the screw. Okay. Now, as crisply as this went in, I really don't think we need the screws, but we're going to go on ahead and put them in anyhow. Oh, really? Like, just like right there? What in the... Ah! It needed to pull out just a touch. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh! Let's see if we can get that darn thing in there. There we go. I think that's the... Ew. Okay. May need to size up on that screw. That felt like it just kind of fell in the first couple threads. But they're tightening up, so that's good. Okay, well, here is the first kind of sneak preview of what those are going to look like. I got to figure out the speedometer thing, because on the back of the factory one, it was just a push. Well, that and the speedometer cable looked like it was all jacked up. It was like a push on with a clip, and then my aftermarket one is like threaded, so I'm not sure what we're doing there. You reach up here, grab camera, and I think we're going to go on ahead and call that one a wrap. Got them bad boys in there. See if I can show you that in a decent fashion. I'm trying to do this like with the tripod set up. So we're going to call that one a wrap. Thanks for hanging out, guys. And we'll see you in the next one. I'm hoping, I don't know why I keep looking over there to the left. That probably looks funny on the camera. Aren't you looking to the left when you're lying? I didn't really just put those gauges in. I'm lying. So have a good one, guys. Bye. Hey, all right. Well, that was fun. Forgot to turn my mic on for the first half of the video. Yeah. So got the Got the gauges installed in the Ranger. Well, mocked up in the Ranger, dummied up in the Ranger. They're not wired in or everything. When I pull them back off, I think I'll probably make a pigtail for all the illumination and run it off to one side. And then, well, I may or may not do it. My buddy may do it. But one way or another, it'll all get tied together, and it won't just be a bunch of octopus-looking stuff hanging off the back of the gauge cluster. But I'm happy with how it turned out. And one thing we need to factor in too is I don't know how much you guys could see back in there, but all that crap that was in there, like the only thing that's going to be back there is a little bit of wiring to the gauges, not that great big, huge, 1 inch diameter wad. And then a speedometer cable, the temp sensor wire that goes out to the engine, the oil pressure line, stuff like that. But it's not going to be near the wad that's back there now because it's going to be a much simpler setup. So I'm happy with where that ended up, or where that's going. Had it out in the yard for a little bit of a cruise yesterday, and I think, even though it's got a brand new carburetor on it, I think before I got smart and ran it to a boat tank in the back, I think it sucked up a little bit of debris, and I don't think it's letting the needle and seat properly. Because it'll sit there and run or idle fine. It'll idle, it'll rev, it'll do all that stuff. But the second you put it on, you try to take it out and accelerate, give it anything, it just. And it's I think it's a Uremco. It's a remanufactured that I got through Summit. It's not for that truck, but as near as I can figure, it's a 1-barrel. It's obviously a 1-barrel. The fuel pressure specs for it are within the spec of what the truck is supposed to make, so it's a 1-barrel carburetor. The manual choke, and I wanted a manual choke. So anyway, my battery charger showed up. When did this show up? A couple of days ago for my Hercules. Probably can't see that from clear over here. Hercules. I'm decided to give some of the old Harbor Freight tools a try. Back in the day, they were not good, but they seem to have really upped their game. Here recently, they've got the Bauer line, they've got the Hercules line. I want to say they've got another line of power tools as well, like cordless tools. But the reviews that I'm reading are really good. So far, I've picked up a grinder, cordless grinder. It's the paddle style trigger cordless grinder. They had a promo going where if you bought a whatever battery, I don't remember, 8 amp hour, 6 amp hour, something. It's a $100 battery. Then you got the tool for free, which the tool was, $80 in and of itself. So still not a bad gig. And then I didn't realize that it didn't occur to me that neither one of them came with the charger. So I had to buy that separately. So, all said and done, it was 140 or whatever. But there are some of the other brands that are getting really, really spendy. And that's not to say that they may not be a slightly better quality or construction or, whatever, for whatever reason they feel that they're more expensive. But, I mean, if I can get a tool and I'm not making my living with them, not to say that you couldn't, I don't know. I haven't had the opportunity to use it yet. One of these days I'm going to get the bumper pulled off the front of the Jeep, and where I had to cut the tabs off for the light mounts. I'm going to get those. I just sawzalled them off so I could get it clearanced so I could get my winch on. But I'm going to take a flap disc or a grinder wheel or something and get those, worked down nice and smooth, and probably pour 50 in the bumper while the thing's off. So, I know it's got a little bit of rust on the inside of it. It's still super, like, structurally sound. Like, there's no soft spots or, anything. Well, by the time there's soft spots in metal, you're pretty much screwed anyway. But, it's still got good heft to it, so it's not like rotten. But I think what I want to try to do is actually put a little bit of Pour 15 in it and cap it and, like, shake it around, twist it around and stuff, and let that get in the tubes and see. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work, but that's pretty good stuff. I think it'll work just fine. And then get the outside of it repainted, get it put back on the Jeep. I'm going to go with black, and then I've still got that little panel deal I showed y'all before. That I need to. It's the bottom part of the bumper. It's like the little skid plate that I need to sandblast, or at least knock the loose stuff off of and then paint. Probably sandblast it. Just why not? So anyway, yeah, trying out new tools, building gauges, and just forward progress. Trying to keep the project going. Trying not to lose momentum, and getting her done. So anyway, if you like the content, like where this is going, like how them gauges look, like, subscribe, share, follow, shallot, octopus, tornado, tulip, box fan. Bye.